They changed the nature of life for the ancient Romans on 2 continents and for the pre-Incas on a 3rd. Water made all the difference. Sam Ford reports something like that is happening now in Bell, Oklahoma.
Every year, people would come to this office and they would say, when are you going to put water in Bell?
Water. That's the problem in Bell, Oklahoma, the lack of running water. Ross Swimmer is a banker, lawyer, and 1/4 Indian who is chief of the Cherokee Nation.
My answer to them had to be, there is no way that we can do anything in Bell, given the status of the land, given the amount of federal money that we have to spend on these kinds of projects, and I just didn't have an answer for them.
For years, he has agonized over Bell, a hilly rural place in northeastern Oklahoma, which, like parts of Appalachia, has been dying slowly. Bell is a small, predominantly Indian community with high unemployment and all the other problems most Indian communities have in America.
It was one of those areas described as one of the poorest in America, and something simply had to be done to bring these people out of poverty.
The chief decided to try something, use the limited federal funds to buy the materials for a construction project, and let the people of Bell volunteer their labor. The idea came from Hal Williams of the Institute of Man and Science, a foundation that tries to save dying communities.
It was a community that the general public has written off, kind of a classic case of saying that here we have some people who are poor, and therefore they must be dumb, lazy, or generally incompetent, and they have to wait for the government or somebody to hand them a goodie. And it was the perfect kind of a setting to show that all of that kind of stereotype is absolutely nonsense.
Last May, the call went out for volunteers to help build the pipeline. The response was positive and nearly unanimous.
On this water project, each committee member has 10 families, and each family will work 2 miles on this water line.
Last June, the tribe brought in a professional to instruct the volunteers on just how a pipeline is put together.
When it passes that cutoff, well, you turn this cutoff off, you pull your tool off, and your tap is made.
The water line, which will start in this area and go all the way through the community and serve many of the families that have been without water for years and years.
For 8 months, they have been digging a 16-mile pipeline. Now, with the end of their labors in sight, with the coming of the pipeline, many of these people will have water, indoor plumbing, and decent housing for the first time.
There have rarely been fewer than 10 people show up for work. In fact, most of the time when the crews go to work on the line, which means digging out the ditch, fitting the pipe together, backfilling the ditch, and all that has to be done by hand for the most part. Most of the time there were at least 10 and maybe 15 people show up. More people than actually signed up would show up to work on it.
Woodrow McQuistion and his Cherokee wife are going to get one of those new homes. He's worked every mile of the pipeline.
I believe in this knowledge of knowing that people can still help each other in place of just big me and little you. Like about 99% of the world has got to where anymore they say, big me and little you. I got mine, you go get yours.
The water will begin flowing in 2 months. Cross swimmer believes Bell is on the threshold of better days. He thinks the new Bell will attract industry.
By coming together, sharing a common task, and going toward a common goal, they were able to renew really their values and their friendships with one another, some of which had deteriorated over the years because they were in a way fighting for survival.